What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Adventures with Avery. Today I am on my way up to Andrews Cove Campground in the Unicoi Gap Turnpike, just outside of Helen, Georgia. We're gonna go up and do a quick overnighter. I've got all the gear loaded up in the back of the car. Packed the solo stove. I've got a bunch of firewood. I've got a big old tarp and my hammock system, and I've got water because there's no potable water at the campsite. So we should be all set to go. More gear than I usually bring because most of the time it's a backpacking trip. But this car camping thing is pretty cool because I can bring lots of extra stuff with me. I've got, I've got fishing rods and some tackle. And I just got a new fishing license earlier this year. So we'll be doing some fishing because there is a little river there. So I'm excited for that. Just going to make a quick pit stop here at the local racetrack and air up the tires because the pressures are just a little bit low, and then we'll hit the road. Enjoy some time-lapse footage of the travel up there. Helen is all done up in Christmas lights already, and it's really pretty. Almost to the camp spot, 6.4 miles away from here, so pretty excited to get there and ready to get set up. I got to make one more pit stop just up the street here at Betty's to get a pack of AAA batteries just so I have some extras on hand, and then it's on the way to the campsite. Okay, well, I got what I needed from Betty's. For those of you who are not familiar with Georgia, or you don't live close enough to Helen to come here on a regular basis, Betty's is Helen's country store. It's really like the only grocery store in town. And I got what I needed, so time to head to the campsite. I got a nice frosty non-alcoholic step 2 for later tonight, as Steve Wallace with Camping with Steve would say. So I'll show you what I got once we get there. I gotta hurry up though, because we're losing daylight quick. All right, see you guys at the campsite. All right, everybody. Well, it is a couple of hours later. I got camp all set up. It took a little while because I had to make several trips back and forth between the car and the camp. And then after I got all set up, I drove up to the top of the mountain because there's no cell service here, so that I could text my wife and let her know that I'm okay. Camp is all set up, so let me give you the nickel tour. So just up there is where I have the car parked. This is site number 4. And right over here is where I'm camping tonight. There's a nice big gravel pad. And I brought the Sola stove with me, which is getting going right now. And I've got my little camp table. And of course my ground cloth. And I brought my ukulele, which I'm sure I'll put a little clip of me playing in the video for you a little bit later. There's the backpack. I've got my string lights and my speaker strung up right there, just for a little bit of music. The underquilt on the hammock and the top quilt in the hammock, and my little Luminoodle right there. And my tarp pitched up in porch mode, all ready to go. And some firewood, and I have more in the car because I want to have a fire for several hours tonight. And then over here I've got my little lantern strung up on the pole along with a trash bag. Got to hang the trash. We do have black bears in North Georgia, but they're generally pretty skittish of people. So best just not to cook where you sleep, and hang your garbage a little distance away from where you're sleeping. There is a fire pit here. Of course, I'm not using this tonight because I wanted to have my fire closer to where I'm sleeping. It's not super cold, but it's nice to have a fire close by camp. And the Sola stove is great because it lets me do that. And then right here is the table. And I've got my sit pad right here. Camp toilet. There is a privy up the way, but I just brought my camp toilet. It's a little bit more convenient for me. And I've got dinner set up here on the table, fixing to get going, and water. There is like a stream or a little river right here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that on camera. I'll show you guys more of it in the morning when it's light outside. But I just figured it would be easier to bring water. I do have a water filter. You know, if I run out of water, I can get more. No big deal. And aside from, I don't know if you can see that light up there, one other person here, pretty far away from me, I've got the whole place to myself, which is awesome. Just an overnighter tonight, but it should be a fun one. And I have some treats to go along with dinner that I picked up from Betty's earlier. Showed you guys that. I'll show you what they actually are once I get dinner all put together. And tonight I'm having one of these Peak Refuel home-style chicken and rice meals. I got this one at REI, and I have another one. It's a breakfast skillet for breakfast in the morning. So that'll be quite nice. And my little BRS stove and the Stanley pot. You guys have seen these in other videos. So that's pretty much the nickel tour of what we got going on here tonight at camp. With that said, I'm going to walk over here so that you guys can actually see my face. With that said, I'm going to get dinner on, and I'll film as much as I can. I'll have to work with the lights I got, but I'll film as much as I can, and put it in the video here for you guys to enjoy so that you can enjoy having dinner with me and your adult beverage if that's what you're doing, or your non-alcoholic step 2 like I will be tonight. Yeah, let's get dinner on and have a bite to eat. Oh, dang it, I missed. You know what? I think that's about right. Yeah, a little bit more. Believe it or not, that's all the water that that whole meal calls for. Crazy. All right, let's get the stove going. There we go. And get the water on. And put a cover on it so it'll boil faster. Crank it up. Yeah, buddy. Now we're cooking. This is gonna be good. I am gonna move this plastic cup a little further away from the flame though. Shouldn't take long at all. And here's what camp looks like with the string lights on. Yeah, buddy. Give you a wide angle. You can't see anything else, but you can see that. This is not a stealth camp by any stretch of the imagination. And I've got a fire, sorta. It will turn into a fire. It's trying to get going. Some of the wood is a little bit wet. This is going to be nice out here tonight, I think. Hey, can you see me? Oh, you can see me really well now. Yes. All right, great. Yeah, I'll bring you guys back once the fire is rip rolling and water is boiled, and we'll chat and have some dinner. Almost got a pretty boil. Soon that's going to be a pretty boil. Shout out to you, Shug and Hickory. I hope you guys are well. Oh yeah, got a pretty boil. Yeah, buddy. That's going to be real good eating here in a second. That's gonna be good. I don't know if you guys do this or not, but when I make a rehydrated meal or a dehydrated meal, I usually pour the water in and then I stick it in my hammock under my quilts so it'll trap in more heat and cook more thoroughly. Something I do. Seems to work pretty good. And it has the added benefit that it warms up my quilts in advance before I get in my hammock, which is always nice. All right, well, dinner is in the hammock, rehydrating and getting warm, and the fire is going. There's some coals now, so that's good. It should continue to grow until we've got a nice rip-roaring fire a little bit later on this evening to sit by and relax. Um, yeah, camp is set up. Um, all my camp chores are pretty much done and taken care of. So while I wait for dinner to rehydrate, I'm just going to sit here by the fire, listening to the sound of the little stream in the background, and play a little ukulele for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm going to have some fun strumming on the ukulele out here in the forest by myself, talking to a camera. uh, and I think it's about time for dinner. Yeah. wherever you are, appreciate you tuning in, watching this adventure video. And if you're sitting at home or you're at the campsite, please enjoy your step 2 right alongside with me as you watch this video. And I'm going to get dinner cracking, and I'm going to enjoy my step 2 with you. Tonight's step 2, everybody, courtesy of Betty's Country Store. Cheers, everyone. So good. So good. Well, guys, that homestyle chicken and rice is bomb. It's got mushrooms and carrots and chicken chunks and cheese and rice. It's great. This is a good one. This one's definitely a keeper for sure. Now, let me show you what I brought along for dessert. So while I was at Betty's, I stopped and I got their famous giant cookies. I got a big peanut butter one and a no-bake chocolate one. These things are the bomb. If you're ever in the area and you want to go by Betty's, you can't leave without getting some of these. And they have other kinds too, but this is just what I picked. I cannot wait to enjoy these by the fire. About time to put another log on. It's a very nice night out here. I'm relaxing in the hammock by the fire. I changed into pajama pants. I got my goose down booties on. Yeah. Now you're adventuring with Avery. It's really going. Well, everybody, it is getting to be about that time. Time to crawl into the hammock and hunker down. I just put 3 more logs on the fire. It was burning a little low. It's going good now. That should last for a little while after I go to sleep. And I may get up once throughout the night, just so I can put more on it. Oh, it's really going now. I'm a little too close to it. I gotta move, hold on. Alright, I moved my camp chair around to the other side of the fire pit. The wind was blowing in my direction, along with all the smoke. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit here by the fire for a little bit and hit the hay. Well, I'm all settled into the hammock for the night. I got the string lights overhead turned on low, just kind of as a night light so I can still see what's going on in the surroundings. And I'm all zipped in, and I got my quilt adjusted. Oh, that's bright. I'm all set to go. I got my pillow attached to the accessory loop there. And the fire is just burning away right beside me. And I got the tarp overhead. Still up in porch mode. I don't expect we're going to get any rain tonight, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Wake up in the middle of the night with raindrops on my head. Not trying to do that. Alrighty, everybody. Try and get that just right so it's not blinding me, but you can see me. I'm gonna hunker down. Catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It's about 9:50 in the morning, something like that. I had a great sleep. I was nice and toasty warm all night long. I did get up once in the middle of the night and put more firewood on the fire, and I closed the tarp down just to retain a little bit more heat. But I slept great, so all is well. Let me show you guys around this place now that it's daytime and you can see out here. So there's the main road, and you can see how it's right off the bend. And then there's the check-in station, and there's all the information about the park. And you can see the little river over here I was talking about last night. And it goes up that way. And there's some more sites on the other side over there. And there's the privy. And then this is, give you a wide angle view here. This is my site, number 4 here. And where I camped out last night. And the stairs going up to the car. So, with all that said, I'm gonna get some coffee brewing and some breakfast on. This morning I'm having a Peak Refuel breakfast skillet. Yum. Potatoes and green and red bell peppers, eggs and sausage and spices. Oh my. Should be good. And it did not get cold enough last night for my water to freeze, which I didn't expect it was, but I'm glad that that didn't actually happen. And yeah, let's get breakfast on, shall we? Alright, let's see how much this calls for. 2 cups, 16 ounces. All right, let's do that. Almost. And there we go. 16 ounces of water. There's a little piece of a leaf in there. We don't want to make leaf tea. I'll get that out. And of course keep the lighter in the pocket so that it works in the morning because it is cold. And windy too. Now you can't see it, but it is going. Make sure that's going to be nice and stable. Kind of try and block some of the wind here with the meal. I really need to get a windscreen for this thing. All right, and now we wait. Lots of leaves falling everywhere. That feels good on the hands, that's for sure. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's pretty chilly. That's for sure. Oh, there we go. Now we're boiling. Alright, cool. I'm going to let that do its thing for like another 30 seconds or so. What a pretty boil. Alright, that's probably good enough. Breakfast time. Hello, Mr. Ladybug friend. I don't know if you guys are even going to be able to see that. If you can see him on there or not. He's on there. I'm going to have to evict you, sir. Oh, no. Alright, there you go. Get back on the table. Okay. Breakfast skillet time. You know, this is kind of reminds me of like a breakfast hash, camp hash. Which, you know, is basically what it is. Oh, it's very full. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Got some freeze-dried sausage and eggs on the table. Throw that out for the birds later. All right. Take that out because we don't want that. Oh yeah, that'll be good. And here in a second, while this is rehydrating, I'm going to make some cowboy coffee, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. It's how you can brew coffee in just a pot with no filter or anything like that, and you will not have any grounds in your coffee. And it makes a really nice, strong, smooth coffee, which is great first thing in the morning. I think that this packet may have a leak. Either that or I just spilled. Probably I just spilled. Alright. Well, that's nice and sealed. I'm going to stick that inside the big inner pocket of my jacket here and close it up and let that rehydrate and make some coffee. So this process is pretty straightforward and fairly simple to do. Some of you may already know how to do this. I didn't know how to do this until fairly recently, and I thought it was a cool trick. So I'm going to show you guys. I've got my GSI cup here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pre-measure the amount of liquid. That way I know it will all fit into the cup. Oh, look at that. Perfect the first try. Hey, we like that. All right. So I'm going to set the GSI cup aside. All right, so you're just going to put as much coffee into your pot as you want, however strong you would like it to be. I'm going to go with 2.5 good spoonfuls. And then we're going to put that on to boil for about 5 minutes. And once it's boiling, we're going to turn the gas off. And then I'll show you the magical secret step that gets all the grounds out of the coffee. Alright. Lighter. There we go. Put that up on there. Crank it up. And put a lid on it. Oh yeah, that meal is really warm. Oh, it's almost too warm. I'm going to set that out on the table so it can kind of cool down a little bit before I eat it. And now we wait. Well, I had a little bit of a boil over with the coffee situation, but that's okay. Make sure I'm in frame there. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. So, coffee grounds boiled for about 5 minutes and they're ready to go. So to get all the grounds out of the actual coffee, you're just going to get a little bit of cool water and you're going to pour it right along the inside, get the grounds off of the side of the pot, and then you dump the rest into the middle, and all of those coffee grounds are going to sink to the bottom, and then you'll be able to pour off the actual coffee and enjoy yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. So that's what I'm going to do, along with this breakfast skillet, because it is done and ready to go. And I'm going to put it in my GSI mug, the coffee that is, not the eggs, because that would be weird, and have coffee and breakfast out here in the Chattahoochee National Forest at this beautiful campground. Talking to you guys. It is still super cool every time I do it that this works. I'm going to have to dump some out. Well, I don't want to do that. I'll save it. I'll have some more in just a bit. You'll have to take my word for it that it works and that there's no coffee grounds in this. Now I'll show you at the end once I get to the second cup. Put that on there, close that up nice and tight, and give the spoon a rinse. Alrighty, breakfast served. Oh, that rehydrated so nicely. This is one of their meals that actually kind of looks like the picture on the front after it's been rehydrated. I mean, don't get me wrong, they all taste amazing. But this one actually looks like it's depicted on the bag, which is cool. Let me show you guys. That rehydrated so nicely, and there's no leftover water, which is awesome. And got my coffee, extra coffee in there. You can kind of see what I was talking about, though. All the grounds have sunk to the bottom, and there's no grounds in the actual coffee. Yeah, just a cool little trick. I have to give a shout out to the Outdoor Gear Review, Luke over at the Outdoor Gear Review. I watched one of his videos, and he showed how to do cowboy coffee in one of the videos. And I've been doing that ever since. So shout out to Luke at the Outdoor Gear Review for that fun little tip. Breakfast time, coffee time. Hope you're enjoying along with me at home or at the campsite. That's really good. Hashtag not sponsored. I just like their meals, and I think they do a good job. So I'm gonna share it with you. Fall has definitely arrived. The trees are looking pretty bare now, and every time the wind blows, a whole bunch of leaves go with it. Not going to be long before we start getting into the super cold temperatures and get an opportunity for some winter camping, hopefully. I suspect that we're going to get some snow this year. Can't confirm that. Don't have anything to base it off of. Just a gut feeling. We'll see. This is super good. Let's see how we did on the coffee. It's probably going to be way too hot to drink still, but I'm going to try. Oh no, it's actually not bad. It's a good temperature. That's really good coffee. Oh yeah, that turned out great. What more can you ask for? A beautiful campsite, surrounded by nature, good food, coffee, and friends. Yeah, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for coming along with me for this adventure. If you've made it this far in the video, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell notification, and give this video a like, and post a comment down below. Share your thoughts about where some of your favorite camp spots are, where you live. I do try to read all the comments, so I will see that, and I like getting to interact with you guys in the comments section, knowing that you guys got some enjoyment out of these videos that I film. I know this channel is pretty new, but I'm going to try to put these types of videos out as regularly as possible, along with some other content here on the channel. But I really do appreciate you guys watching. It means a lot to me. And with that said, I am going to finish up breakfast and talk over the very noisy gas truck coming down the hill, and drink my coffee,